I'll start with the Trump's peace plan, which is being negotiated right now. It's being debated. Everyone seems to like it. Even Hamas seems to be willing to go along with it, perhaps. The details are pretty straightforward. So the main war stops. There's going to be provided that Hamas turns over the remaining hostages. There are 48 total that are remaining, I believe, living and deceased. So Hamas has got to turn those all over. That will really cut their leverage over Israel. And they've only got a few days to do that. And that will, I think, hopefully wind down the immediate hostilities. Israel has got to release a few Palestinian prisoners. I think there's several who have, a couple hundred, I think, who have life sentences, and maybe 1,000 or so others that have been detained. And all of them got to be released. So we do all of that exchange, including a few dead Palestinians as well. And then I think that's the initial, that will kick things off. Then Hamas has got to disarm, but they're not going to do this fully. It's one of these things where asking Hamas to fully disarm is a little bit like asking a leopard to no longer have spots. It's not really realistic. And they feel like they're just going to be too vulnerable if they do so, but they can't be able to wage warfare anymore. And so this is, I think, the trickiest part of the negotiation is that Hamas needs to be able to protect themselves, but they cannot be able to wage war against Israelis, or else there's no deal that's going to take place. So, and those who really do want to disarm completely, I think they're going to get some sort of safe harbor and be able to have some sort of a peaceful existence. I don't know where it'll be. Maybe it'll be Gaza, maybe it'll be elsewhere. But I think that is if they're disarming, then I think they are going to be allowed to live. And Israel's got to withdraw from Gaza. Sort of a no-brainer there. And then you start rebuilding whatever Gaza looks like. Perhaps it's Gaza Lago. I think it's going to be a huge coalition of countries that are going to get involved on this. And what is the governing body going to look like? I guess I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of a Palestinian committee that is leading it up, but there's going to be input, I think, from Western nations as well as other Middle Eastern nations. And Hamas cannot have any role in this at all. So no Hamas in the leadership. But again, are we going to get Hamas sympathizers? What qualifies as a Hamas-related leader? I don't know. And then I think there'll be a huge outpouring of humanitarian support and of aid that'll go into the region, which will be, very expensive. And I think we're going to have to keep an eye on that, how much America is paying into that.